Now let me ping my Discord before they yell at me. Do 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 do. Man, I've been late like every single stream for the past like bajillion years. I just cannot. I've just been busy, man. Busy. So very busy. There we go. Hello. The Wasi. The silent assassin you got first. Wow. Long time no see, first off. Second off, you got first. Congratulations. Usually someone else gets it. What's up, Callum? Okay, let me listen to this. Okay. So before I start playing with viewers, I want to try and gain some of my elo back. I'm 2050 right now, which is depressing. Just depressing. Doing good, just chilling. Excellent. Absolutely horrific that I'm down to 2050. Okay. I'm 2050. This is depressing. It is depressing. I actually have a line for this. It's a funny pin. If I play Blitz, I have to leave. It's 12 a.m. Okay, after this game, I'll play you in a round of Blitz. Even if I win, I'll play you in a round of Blitz and I'll go back to playing Rated again. Do we take with Knight or Queen here? I think it's Knight. It's been a while. It's something stupid like this, I think. If I was 2050, I had me a dream that I'd wake up. Me at 650. Okay, guys. It's only depressing because I've been at such a relatively high elo before. That's the only reason it's depressing. You don't understand. This is elo privilege. Dang it. I need to check my privilege. I did not intend to offend literally all of my audience. Although, I will admit, it's pretty funny that that was the end result. Okay, I can be really aggressive and like castle long here, which is very stupid, but I really want to. Also, I could like take this. It doesn't look as good. Or I could just play something normal like e3. E3 is a very rational move, or e4 even. I want to play. Or actually, g3 looks interesting too. I want to go with g3 instead of e3. When I was new, I was not good. I lost a lot of rating. Now I'm better. That sounds great. It sounds like a win to me. Let's mess up his pawn structure. I'm gonna play this, threatening both of these. I think I win a pawn here. He could play like... Actually, what could he play? Hold on a second. Just a second, my music is clipping real bad. Just my personal music. I don't know if it's my music app or my DAC acting up. Let me just... Might be my DAC acting up. I've really been putting a lot of unnecessary pressure on it. I'll just start like a YouTube video for me. You know, it's my DAC. I'm gonna play this. Okay, let me... Solution. Unplug it, plug it back in. You know the drill, boys. Fixes everything. Boom, fixed it. I am a technological genius. Hello, Gloin. Nope, it didn't fix it. Okay, what am I doing wrong here? I'm castling long. That one was really loud. My noise gate might have caught that. That was way louder than I expected it to be. Very strong clap on my part. Good start. I like this move a lot. It's just... I'm very confident in this position because I'm just cleanly up a pawn. That was a very good move on his part, though. I missed that. I ain't gonna lie, I missed that move. But okay, still up a pawn. Ooh. So my logic here was that this square was good enough to justify everything. I could have gone to h3 as well. Yeah, I've really messed this up for myself. Give me a second. Very needlessly, I might add. My gut's telling me to do something drastic like sacrifice this pawn. Force the bishop back, but the bishop could just go... This doesn't look fantastic. Yeah, I've messed this up royally. Messed this up royally. Okay. Okay. I mean, it's recoverable. It's not end of the world losing, but it's just hardly fantastic. This knight's still pretty bad, and there are weird tactics eventually. There's none that work quite yet. Horrible. Bishop f1, horrible. Should have played bishop h3. Just bad. Because bishop h3 I could have taken there, you know? Here, check, dodge, takes, check, here. Don't love that for me. What if take, rook e2? That looks better. That does look better. Oh wait, does it walk to bishop b3? Walk into bishop b3? No, I don't think so. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Because if bishop b3, I have like rook c2 check. Okay, clever, clever. If we trade rooks, I like my position, but I doubt he'll do that. Curious. I feel like his bishop's way better than mine, even though it's like weirdly in the corner. Hello, local. Do you think a Toyota... Hey, look, I know nothing about cars. You're asking the wrong guy. I'm Googling the car right now. Looks a little big. I mean, in my opinion, price is the biggest factor there. However, that being said, it looks a little big. Okay. I'm okay with this. That was a bad move. That was not a good move on his part. That was just straight up bad. What square can attack? No square can attack both of those. That's super annoying. Okay, well let's... Okay, let's get our knight. Let's get our king in. King and knight endgames resemble king and pawn endgames a lot, in the sense that king activity is very, very important. More important than it is in most other endgames. Is he going to be looking for the draw here? He might be looking for the draw here. Okay, I think this is... I really do like my position. Ooh. That doesn't work. It's fancy, but it doesn't work. I have check. Did he miss it? He must have. I have check. I have a check the knight c4. Yeah, this is just wrong. Okay, hold on a second. Let's say I play h3, okay? h3, king, b2, knight takes b2, king takes b2, king e5, king c2, king takes f5, king d2, king takes e4. It looks winning. Ooh. Spicy. He's playing this shockingly well. I mean, good for him, but... I think we win. I think I've calculated this correctly. Because at my last English lit exam today, made up a few quotes. I beg they don't check. You actually hit them with the source. It came to me in a dream. That's hilarious. For your sake, I hope they don't check it either. I mean, it's way funnier if they don't. Okay, hold on a second. We're cooking. Oh, he reaches it in time. Good on him. Only problem? Doesn't work. Got him. Let's go. End games. He didn't study him. He had 5 minutes to calculate that. I bet. See, you know, this is why king and pawn endgames are so important. The correct move was this. No, wait, it wasn't. Hold on a second. What? Did he actually have a move here, or is he just losing? Hold on a second. He had to waste a tempo. Did he have an ability to waste a tempo somewhere? No, because he had to guard the pawn. Whoa, never mind. I think it was... Maybe this works. No, it does. This doesn't work either. Hold on. Maybe it's just losing. Crazy. Very difficult. Very creative chess by my opponent. Honestly, I applaud that. Very creative chess. It was, you saw, I spent all of my time, and at the end I was a hair away from losing. The knight's just so strong in the endgame. Very, again, this knight sack, it wasn't sound, but it was very creative. I completely missed that he could bring his king this way early, using the knight to distract the pawns. And I didn't calculate any of it because I didn't have time. Okay, wait, who first joined queue? It was somebody who wanted to play right immediately. Silent Assassin, are you still here? If you're still here, I'll play a blitz game with you first before I continue my rated endeavor. Whew. Also, hi, local. I don't know if I said hi when you first came here. It looks like Assassin had to leave, which, fair enough. He said he had to leave. Oh, wrong button. End games, man, they are so difficult. Okay, let's see how this guy does. Mr. I don't know how to pronounce that. Jesus? I don't know. I mean, this might be wrong, but I enjoy these positions. Alka, would you rather never listen to music again or never be able to taste it good again? I don't know. Probably the not be able to taste, because at least with not be able to taste, I would still be able to, I would be able to eat more healthily, because everything would be the same. It would still be terrible, and I would still hate it, but, like, I think I would rather that over, over never listening to music. Music's so important to me. Because that would also make movies worse, that would also make games worse. Oh, I can't. Oh, what's happening? Nothing. We're just chilling. Was this bad? It's a pawn sack, but kind of looks like I have... Ooh, I missed that one. This is such a dumb move, but I think it works. Tempo late and $1 short. Whoa, where did that come from, Norwegian? Goodness gracious. Ah, physics exam. That explains everything. Did your opponent blunder? I don't see it, if he did. I think he's trying to play rook d8. Hello, Alka, how are you? Pretty good. Did you hear that the Gnome Foundation have been running at a loss for some time? Yes, I did. Isn't that... I'm not going to say old news, but... Isn't that like a known thing? It's because of that huge donation they got, right? So they've been just running a little bit more recklessly than probably they should have been. Doing pretty well, Rexplore. Been crazy busy. Crazy busy. And now exams are coming up. I just hope I can get through them then. Because then I'll have the summer off and it'll just be so... I mean, I was going to say it'll be relaxing, but it won't. Because historical precedent indicates that whenever I take away something from my life, I add 3 more things. So... posture check, fine. You're right, I'm slouching. Yeah, it makes sense why they do it. It's the normal thing for open source projects like GNOME and KDE, I think. I heard. Maybe. I'm not sure how amazingly fantastic it is, though. Like, how excited I am about the prospect of these foundations running out of loss. I already checked my posture, look. What do you want me to do? My posture's fine now. ADHD for the win. Now the dang overachievement for the win. What do you mean ADHD? Yes, she is. Your point? So tomorrow... I have my first exam tomorrow. So tomorrow after I'll take my time to continue to work on my album of the year. Based. Exams can wait. Album of the year. Now that's urgent. Your posture must be immaculate. Yeah, no. Going to take a 4 and call it a day. I hope it won't destroy my GPA too much. Did you see the funky way the other Boeing whistleblower passed from natural circumstances? Man, they should really have a health warning associated with working at Boeing at this point. Because there seems to be some health concerns. I need to warn people, you know? I think it's important. I take health very seriously. Ooh. What if I play knight h4? Knight h4, he takes my queen, I take his queen. He takes my bishop. I take his rook. Rook takes, and I'm 2 pieces for the rook. That's not great. It's either that or the exchange. I'm not thrilled. A 40-something-year-old who's perfectly healthy, never had issues with his lungs, suddenly developed like 3 different lung and breathing diseases. Wow, so crazy. Can we play against you? Oh no? Absolutely. Exclamation mark, join to join the queue. Absolutely you can. My knight is horribly inactive, but I don't know exactly how to activate it. I mean, I could like take this and then take this. It's possible. Try to get some pawns for my exchange. Not thrilled with it though. Something like this almost works. Problem is you can just take. I was trying to make like a knight e5 after work. I don't think it does. Don't think it does. I could always just retreat my queen, but it just feels super, like, cowardly. It's super big coincidence. Your brother says you're losing? I might be. It depends. I've got a pawn in a lot of activity. It's probably not enough, but I'm gonna fight. I'm definitely worse. Just need to get accepted to law school. So you've decided you're going for law school, Norwegian? Because last time I remember you said you weren't sure. Yeah, I remember you talking about that, Rexpor. About how much you despised it. Wasn't it like made by... It was the brother and the dad, right? Both of whom have clear negative biases. Right? That's what it was, yeah? They were involved. Oh yeah, well, we all know what that means. And I just have so many other problems with it now. Ooh, new and exciting problems? I'm very uncomfortable in this position. Okay, hold on a second. Knight h4, where can you move the queen? Here, 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 here. Actually, can I push? Takes, bishop takes. I don't know how productive it is. Looks pretty good. It's a tall order trying to keep up with Amy Winehouse. Well, of course it is. First of all, no hate to the actress because she definitely tried, but man, you can't have her sing because she just couldn't do it. I mean, like, that's an impossible challenge. I have decided to apply for law school, and I need an average grade of like 5.7, 5.8 to get in. And I'm looking at the number of applicants that will not go down this year. Right now, I'm looking at getting about a 5.4, 5.5 because of the low grade in German, social studies, and English mostly. So we'll see if I get in. Okay. I just found out Childish Gambino saying Redbone. Well, I don't know that song super well. I know who Childish Gambino is. I mean, I don't need to tell you, or Export, that Amy Winehouse is one of the preeminent musical talents of the recent era. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of central to the story. Do it. If not, then I'll go to private school for a year and study philosophy and politics. Doing that will also make it easier to get into university, so I'll get 2 extra points. Fortunately, in real life, the ending was bad too. Well, yeah, but I don't mean bad like unsatisfying. I mean bad like misrepresenting everything that happened. It's a different category, you know? I want to play like Queen f4 afterwards. This is a little optimistic, I'm not going to lie to you, but I'm trying. This is a really bad position. I've only made it worse. Okay. It's real bad. I've made it so much worse. Can I fix it? Because even if I go like here... Oh, no, I have G4. No, I don't have G4. Sheesh. Sheesh, man. It gets worse the more I look at it. I watched a biography a year or so ago, and I had footage of her singing at 12 or 13 years old. She was amazing even then. It just focuses on the bad while avoiding the real issues. And this is a live performance. Well, I mean, I haven't seen the video, so I don't know, but like live performances can absolutely have voice alteration software running, and usually they do. It's very common nowadays and not that hard. Man, my opponent's playing this well. I know, I'm just saying. But Childish Gambino is like insanely talented. Yeah, no, of course. It's a balance thing. Yeah, and Josh Gambino's insanely talented. It's not new news. Crazy. Back in 10, I really want to listen to some Amy Winehouse. Go do it. Yeah, it makes sense, Norwegian. Oh, I saw that move right after I allowed it. He's finding everything, man. I can't breathe. That makes sense. Going to run 2? Okay, see you, Mom. Appreciate you stopping by. Have a great night and hug your mamas. We always do. I've got to try. The weird thing is King is still super inactive, so I really would have done something about that by now were I him. I'm also low on time. Absolutely terrible. Horrendous. Horrendous. That was a bad move too. What am I doing, man? Also have no time. Not fun. I mean, I'm still gonna fight. Don't count the 9 time scramble? Yeah, but he has double the time I do. And he took the knight. You see what I mean? He's playing clever. And now he's just gonna play here and he's gonna push this pawn. Don't count out the resign button. I always do. Okay, let me play another raid game. I can get some elo back. Trust, bro, trust. He played fantastic, man. I couldn't get a chance to breathe. Yeah, Childish Gambino's insane. Hello, Bob. So I like how the one person in YouTube chat is, like, full of TikTok. Like, get your stereotype right, Mr. Bob the Tomato. Funny VeggieTale reference, man. What the skivity is such a powerful phrase. It's like a dragon shout, you know? You say it and just like... Okay, let's see how my opponent plays. This is a goofy line. Valerie is just insane. As a song. Name an opening that's annoying to play against if you're black. Like, with my specific repertoire, or in general? Not the Mark Ronson? That's what I mean. I mean the Amy Winehouse one. Specifically that one, because that one's better. Hello, Rico. Rico, do you mean an opening that's annoying to play? Pianco to Grunfeld? Wholly boring. I don't have a repertoire against the Grunfeld yet. And we've transposed from a King's in. So, in general. If I'm black and annoying opening to play against. I mean... The Vienna Gambit gets pretty dry. Once you know the theory. It's not that bad, it's just a little annoying. The Bird is kind of annoying. That's mostly because I don't have a repertoire. I personally find the English a little annoying. But honestly, I don't really have that many problems playing openings like with my black repertoire. I really have more I really have more problems with my white repertoire, like more things I find annoying playing as white. Main lines in general can be annoying depending on the opening, but I tend to not mind them too much. Especially with the openings I play, it doesn't end up being that bad. Also, I don't like bishop e6 at all. I really don't care for that move. I don't remotely care for that move. Even this, just so, like, passive. I feel like I should be able to punish it somehow. Something like this looks funny. Because he doesn't have any fantastic squares to put his pieces. English it is? What do you mean English it is? If someone plays the most principled against anything, they really show that they know their stuff. Like if I face a prepared advanced Kara player, I'm just going to lose. I mean, I guess. Where did that come from? I mean, I'm familiar with that genre of account, but like... I opened Twitter. Why would you do that to yourself? It happened again? Of course it happened again. Why would you subject yourself to that? Honestly, that was your first mistake. And your second mistake. And your fifth mistake. This is an extremely strange position. And strange positions call for strange moves. Rage bait isn't even good anymore. Was rage bait ever good? I mean, come on. This is such a stupid move. I really quite like it, actually. I don't know if it's any good, but I think it's very funny. You can take the Fianchetto, I don't need it. Rage bait is an art form. Because look. My plan is if he pushes, then I can go like this, right? Or maybe with the other knight. I'm not exactly sure which one. I think with this one. If I go this one, then that, but that's not an issue. I don't care. Yeah, I think this one. Because if I can get into these dark squares, then my opponent's going to have some serious problems. And something like Bishop G5 kind of plays itself. And it's really weird the way I'm, like, wheeling my way into the position. Worming my way in, but... maybe the other knight was better to put more pressure on, like, F7 or something. I don't know. It's not obvious to me. I like the pressure on B7, though. It's very weird pressure, but I like it. Because he makes a tweet so deep in character you could think it's real. I respect that. I'm not sure if I should respect that, but I do. Yeah, and I think if I played this knight, then he would have an option of going for, like, Bishop H6. Yeah, look at that passivity. Ooh, delicious. Unless I'm stupid, which is highly likely. I think this saves him. No, he can go bishop takes first. Nice. Epic. Do I have any way to salvage it? Give me a second. I'm trying to really hook my way out of this one, but... only thing I've cooked is my own goose. I can get a rook for it, but it's not enough. Why are we arguing if people are attracted? It's stupid. From every angle, it's stupid. like it's an onion. Cause like, as the people discussing it, why are like, what point is there other than kind of being a little bit objectifying might be a strong word, but I think it's an apt one. And as the people being judged, why do we care what random internet people think about our physical appearance? Come on, take with bishop, make my day. I don't even know if it's good to go for this. It's probably not. Yeah. Like, it's unhealthy from every perspective. You're using the eye of the beholder? Well, I mean, it is for the most part, but like, there are things that are, especially on a cultural scale, like societal scale, considered more or less attractive. Now, why we are judging people based on those metrics is the weird part to me. Like, barring some weird exceptions, like, tuberculosis at one point was considered attractive. People being healthy is usually attractive. Yeah, but I'm saying on a societal scale, there are trends. There are trends. Really, Pure? Really? Are we doing this every time? Why do I even ask at this point? I know what the answer is. I'm just saying it's not really productive. Tell strangers how attractive we think they are on the internet. That's my point. I don't think anything good will come out of it. I don't think anything good has ever come out of it. That's my only point. Like, dating apps are widely agreed to be a dumpster fire, right? The Trojan War started because of an argument about beauty. Factual statement. Very funny statement, but also factual statement. I'm just saying, it's... I'm just saying I don't think much good, if any good, can come out of it. I'm very scared to look it up. Yeah, I'm more than a little scared, if I'm being honest. Knowing Twitch chat, I am very intimidated. Elo? I'm currently 2047, but I've hit 2200 before, and so I'm just in denial about where I am from an Elo perspective. Next question. What am I doing? I don't want to look into it. I'll help you out here. I'll sacrifice. I'll take the risk. Take one for the team. Okay, it was fine. It's just a person. Never mind. Could have been a lot worse. I don't know if they're like underage or anything. That would be weird, but like... I expected much worse. Okay, give me that knight. I don't know enough about him to say that definitively. But I don't... nothing too terribly terrible immediately. I'm not terrified. You can never know. It's the 50-50 chance. 50-50 chance every time. Ooh, Dragon Theory. Dragon Theory. Hold on a second. Okay, he forgot his theory, guys. Never mind. The dream is dead. He doesn't know his theory. The dream is dead. You know, it wasn't smart staying up until 3 AM to read a book. What makes you say that? Sounds genius. Do you think he's going to take the pawn? As soon as I saw castles long, I should have done a poll on whether or not he's going to take the pawn. I'm tired now? Ah, fair play. I think he is. Yep, he took the pawn. Okay. Now's where the fun begins. Will he take the rook? How brave is he feeling? But I just had 200 pages left at midnight. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, now I see the problem. 200 pages in 3 hours is not bad. That looks wrong. Why can't I play bishop e6 and win the bishop? I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand. If a book grips me, I read fast. You know what? Fair. Okay, nice. Easy piece. That's why I love this line. It's because if white doesn't know, if the white knows their theory, you get a really fun and interesting and dynamic position. And if white doesn't know their theory, then they usually blunder something within the first 15 moves. Because this is unironically a very difficult position to play. Can I take the pawn? I think I can. Nah, I can't yet. Maybe I should have played a5. Yes, was a little lazy. You know what? I like rook b8 all of a sudden. I'm being a little bit lazy. I'm gonna go here. This is my target. I should have played rook b8 immediately. Rook c8 was absolutely lazy. My bad. Do I take with rook or do I take with bishop and claim he has nothing? If I take with bishop, he has to go to either d2 or d1, because going the other way will result in discovery. But I guess he might not care about the discovery. Takes with rook looks like it's tempting the hands of fate a little, which is what makes me want to play it. Punish me. Make me regret this move. Beak. Like on a bird? That's not... It must mean something else. What obscure word do we have today, Rexpor? Enlighten us. To bask in a pleasurable warmth. Oh, that's a nice word. I like that one. Wow, that's aggressive. Can't say I agree with it. Really? What is he cooking? What is he cooking? Nothing. Okay, he's cooking absolutely diddly. Some really good words out there. I know there is. That's one of the nice things about the English language, is just the variety of words. Just how many there are. Let's see if I can remember my theory for once in my life. Wasn't this not that good? Oh, was it bishop d7 or was it bishop... No, not bishop d7. Was it knight d7 or was it knight c6? Give me a second. Maybe it was bishop d7. I think it was knight d7. And then if it goes bishop b5, a6. I could be getting my lines mixed up though. Okay, never mind. We're chilling. I was a little bit worried there for a moment, not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this line is just totally fine for black. Okay. I'm very much not threatened right now. I feel like he's just delayed his own development. Is that a threat? No, it's not. I can take back with knight. I'm very not threatened. I am super chill. E5 is a very easy move to play next. Very natural. So is queen b6. Very comfortable. I'm always super chill. Really? Is that a fact? I very much like this position. I'm just comfy cozy. A move like knight d5 like plays itself in this position. Bring the other knight to like f6 or something. And just relax. Ooh. So if I go here, he has knight f5. to be able to take my bishop. Would I rather that, or I'd rather take his knight? Taking his knight and then going like queen c6 looks interesting. Here, 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 here. Is my queen better or worse on that square? I think it's better on c7. And then I can play like b5, e5, and go for some stuff. Put a lot of pressure on the weakness on c3. I mean, he'll castle and he'll be fine, but I will have some pressure. It's bishop pair versus knight pair, so I have to make sure that I can keep things closed down enough to justify my knights. Queen c6 was also on the cards, but this felt better to me intuitively. Maybe I was wrong, but I would love to trade off my light squared bishop for his, but that doesn't look easy. Okay, scoot. Get out of here. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Trying to get him to overcommit his pawns. Also, I really want to open this bishop. This bishop is terrible where it currently stands, so I'm just looking for a way to open it up. He's got the 3-on-2 here, which is... I kind of like this. Maybe if he moves there, I can take, and then play like one of the rooks to d8, probably rook f. It's an interesting idea. It's knight pair versus bishop pair in that position, which is real rough, but I don't know. Maybe the entire idea is bad, but something about it just feels right. Maybe I could play like a knight d5. My intention was to play this, and then bring a rook to d8. I don't know which rook, I haven't decided yet, but I was thinking f, but something wants me to say A in this position, but I'm gonna do F because I think it's more principled. Again, these knights are very difficult for him to deal with. Well, I gotta run. Need to get some sleep. Have a good one. You too. Always a pleasure having you in chat. Right, fair play. How can I increase the pressure? I feel like I'm half a move away from just absolutely doing something nasty, but maybe like bishop c6, preparing knight a4. Also hitting g2. So it's like multi-purpose. Does knight a4 actually do anything? It doesn't look like it. It looks like it almost does. Horseshoes and hand grenades, right? Almost doesn't win chess games. This is a little scary to play, but I think it's good. Hello, cat. If he plays b5, we don't take, of course. Actually, can we afford to not take? Yeah, we totally can. We have to not take. Forget if we could afford it or not. Takes here. We can play knight a4. And then take back. And then we have the c5 square for our knight. Again, I'm really tempting the hands of fate here, but, like, it looks fine. Watch Violet Evergarden, and I'm literally in tears. So beautifully sad. I'm not familiar with it. Hello, Q. How are y'all doing? I think I messed this up, man. I really messed this up. Nice thing is, I'm not sure he can hold on to the pawn on b7. Finally got my Twitch affiliation like you. Hey, congrats, man. In fact, I don't think he can hold on to b7, but even then, not sure if that's enough. I also do have just more active pieces. So I have piece activity, and I'm a pawn down for it. But to be fair, it's hard to develop his pieces. These are very weak. You also running for partner? I mean, I was, but I don't know. Growth of my channel has lowered as a priority for me. You have to type a name after the exclam elo command, chess.com name. It'll print out their elo. It's more of a tech demo for me. Just figuring out how to use an API. It's an anime? Ah. No problem. It's just gotten so busy, man. This college semester is coming to a close, so I'm starting to get exams. You type elo and then the name of a person. Again, like wrong answer 2 just did. I don't see any discoveries or anything goofy. Why not do songs on stream? Don't I have music playing currently? I think it's just quiet. No, it's fine. Unless you mean why not play viewer suggested songs. Okay, because I don't have permission from the artist, and I don't like doing stuff like playing an artist's music on stream without their permission. It feels yucky to me. You have music on? Yeah, but all the music on that I have is I've DM'd the artists and I've asked for their permission, and I have screenshots of all the DMs. What do you study? Economics. I have only royalty-free music? Yeah, same principle. I just also am kind of picky about what music I would want. And so I just ended up, instead of going with royalty-free, give me a second. Instead of going for royalty-free, I went and just asked people myself. More effort, but I like it. I enjoy it. I want to play this, but then like rook d1 comes. It's very annoying. See a cool move with black? In that case, I missed it. Oh no, wait. I see it now. I see it afterwards. Of course I saw it afterwards. Ooh. Okay, if he repeats, then I'll play it. I noticed. Yeah, no, I saw it, but then I forgot that... I was thinking, he could take with bishop and it's defended, but I'm attacking with rook and bishop. Yeah. No, I saw it. I saw it afterwards. I saw some ghosts. What you gonna do? Okay. There's so many almosts in this position. Very annoying. So many almosts. Okay. Any sad music suggestions? I'm feeling we got sad language, no bar. Okay, what do you mean by sad music? Do you mean music with sad lyrics or music just feels sad? Or both? And sad and hopeful. Oh, okay. Well, that's harder. Sad and hopeful is a rare combination. Titanic music feels sad and hopeful. I mean, yeah, you could do like a Hans Zimmer score, like the score for Inception. Some of the songs there, I would say, fit the bill. Not all of them, but some. Bring the night around. You listen to songs other than English languages you understand? I've tried, and I do listen to some, but it's pretty rare. Lyric... See, I either listen to songs that are in my language or in, like, instrumental. Sometimes I listen to other languages, but... like, the song's instrumental elements have to be exceptional to, like... Because I struggle to feel a language in my heart that I don't understand in my head. Which is a me problem. Okay, very nice. Like, a really good example is De Todas las Flores. That song, that album, I've heard so many people calling it beautiful and this, that, and the other. I couldn't get into it. Which I know is like sacrilege for music snobs everywhere, but just being honest. completely understandable. Yeah. Can you suggest how to increase elo from 500? Okay, so kind of stuck there. Okay. So how does play more games? Well, yeah, but you want something more actionable. So theory, I don't agree with opening theory being a way to get away from 500. Hello, Grobfather. How you been? So let's think. 500. So do you develop your pieces? It's going to be a stupid sounding question, but work with me here. How do you start your games? I'm not talking from a theory perspective. I don't care about opening theory. How do your games begin? Better yet, if you can send me one of your a game you played as an example, that'd be even better. Okay, we're transposing into a Stonewall. Just gotta remember my Stonewall theory. I think Stonewall is... Stonewall definitely wasn't captures. I think Stonewall was c5. c5 and like bishop f4 or something. Because him taking is not that scary. Share the shirt? Oh yeah, it's all going accordion to plan. Let's bulk. Anyway, best to get a coach? Well, of course, but that's expensive advice. Expensive advice, well, not always wrong. I'm not sure is as productive. Thank you. Mr. Wrong. That sounds like a terrible name to call you. What should I call you? Okay. I'm going to go here. Now he's going to go play like bishop e8. This is like the whole maneuver in the Stonewall. Is this very... I'm not going to call it monotonous, but like intentional maneuver with the bishop. Now, I'm not sure if he's played this correctly, since I don't think you're supposed to allow me to get this much of control over the e5 square. That looks wrong. But, I don't know. I haven't played the Stonewall very much. It's not one of my openings. At least it hasn't been for a while. I learned a little bit about it. Why is it always the most random 1700s of 70,000 plus games played? Because to play that many games, you need to not be analyzing any of them. Okay, this is probably a really dumb idea, but I kind of like it, so I'm going for it. I want to play f4. Then I can bring the knight back and go to e5. And if he takes, then I can take with, I don't know, something. I haven't thought that far ahead. Do I take with bishop or pawn? I think I take with pawn. Yes, this is a bit weak, but I forever clog this, and now I can play against this weakness on e6. Ooh, that's kind of annoying. I have to open the H file. I don't like that. I mean, I can do like this and survive. But yeah. To be fair, this is hard to guard. Ooh. That's interesting. I'm not sure I agree with it, but it's very interesting. Yeah, I don't think I agree with it, but I applaud the creativity, because I think I have this. And then bishop g4, and then like king f2 or something. And I think it's very difficult for black to get in now, because he's blocked this diagonal for his queen. His knight needs a bajillion moves to get in. And I can play king f2 if I need to. I don't even need to go to h1. Maybe king f2 is a little over-enthusiastic, but it's an interesting option. Obviously here, this is the entire point. Have you heard of opals? Like the precious stone? Or is it like a band or something? Because to be fair, that does kind of sound like an indie band name. He can sack a rook here, but I don't think he has compensation. And if he plays knight here, I can take this. Which I don't know if that's good for me or not. It's hard to tell, but I can. It's an option. Additionally, like queen g2 is possible in some positions. Really? Really? Yeah, no, I don't believe you. So I'm taking this first. Because it comes with check. There's no reason not to. Yeah. And then I'm taking this. And now rook e2 or rook f2? What do we think? I'm thinking rook e2. Yeah, I'm thinking rook e2. The Godfather is an interesting movie. Very. I like it quite a lot. That's, you know, coldest take of all time. Everybody likes The Godfather. Yeah, no, this is definitely wrong for him. He does not have compensation. There's no way. His pieces can't get in fast enough. Apparently, a black opal is supposed to be 10,000 times rarer than a diamond, yet they're so underrated. Well, that's because diamonds' value is largely a marketing ploy. Right? Diamonds have value, but not nearly as much as they're assigned. Exactly. This was the game. Okay, I'll look in just a moment. I'm currently trying to make sure I don't lose the game I'm playing. Because it's a very weird position, and just trying to make sure I play this correctly, or play it close enough to correctly. This is weird. Here's the crazy thing. After knight g3, I can't take because he takes back with check and wins my queen. How insane is that? Now, I'm not worried about it because I don't think knight g3 comes with any meaningful threat, but his position is just tactically insane. Actually, wait, is this a problem? I'm just going to run with my king. I think that makes the most sense. Queen here, and then I just keep running. He might have some annoying knight move, but I don't think he does because I have the threat of rook g8. J-Schlatt? Unfortunately not. Or fortunately. Depending on your opinion of J-Schlatt. No way, are you J-Schlatt? Nah. My hair's a little bit longer than J-Schlatt's. J-Schlatt's like borderline balding. Bless his heart. I like your hair. Thank you. This is a complex position. No idea what to play here. I'm going to keep running, so I'm very afraid. Yeah, I got you. Don't worry. Queen a5. Queen a5 is a move I want to play at some point, but I'm just very nervous about a lot of tactical ideas that are in the position, and so I'm trying to stabilize things a little bit first, and then play Queen a5. Also, maybe like a Queen c2 at some point. The problem is Queen a5 doesn't threaten a way to get in currently because he's blocked off the 2 squares, right? Let's get this rook active. They're technically not doing anything on this file, and I don't think that's good. Horse h5. I'm not worried about that. The horse doesn't do anything on h5. The horse currently isn't that active. It looks stronger than it is, especially since my king is running. If my king gets out okay, I'm more worried about horse to f5, although I don't think that's good either. That's an odd move. Is it trying to bait this check? Sorry. Because that check looks quite good. It's a little spooky, I'm not going to lie to you. This is a bit of a spooky position, but I don't see it. I don't see my death. I'm calling the bluff. That doesn't do anything. I'm calling it. That's a bluff. That's a bluff. See, if I say it's a bluff enough times, I might convince myself that it's a bluff. Yeah, I don't think he has anything here. No, I really disagree with b6. I think he was kind of cooking before that, but now it's just real bad. It was a bluff? I'm pretty sure it was a bluff. It really smells like a bluff. I want to check again because I don't like my queen being on the same file as my king. Okay, now I blocked his rook. I'm a lot more comfortable playing like something like king c2. I'm a lot more comfortable when his rook is blocked by his king. Rook e7? I don't think that works. No reason to overcomplicate it. I can give the exchange back. I'm up 3 pawns. I don't like how I've played this. I've complicated my position more than I needed to. Yeah, look at this. My position's just harder than it should have been. I've definitely played this wrong. I might be still winning, but I might not be anymore. This is a real crime. I've committed a chess crime, a chess sin. Thankfully, he has very low time, so he might not be able to really make me regret it as much as he should be able to. I missed queen d4. I missed queen d4 afterwards. I deserve this. I did this to myself. I did this to myself. Ridiculous. Props to my opponent. Very practical. Very good play on his part. I can't complain in that regard, but like, oh, I can't believe I messed that up. 3 pawns up. Yuck. Yuck, 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 yuck. Blah. Very distasteful. Again, props to my opponent, but look at this. It's completely winning. Even this is winning. It's just... This move was terrible. Just here, which is... I almost played this. This is my second move. But then I got spooked by this check. I got spooked, but there's nothing here. There's nothing here. So I saw a ghost, and because I saw a ghost, I let the serial killer stab me to death. Yuck. After this check, king g6. Yeah. Queen b8 also worked. Queen b8 worked? Yeah, because it guards b2. I missed the threat of queen b2 mate. That was what I missed. This holds it too because queen b2 mate is the threat, and so after rook here, king b1, he doesn't have anything anymore, and so I can just trade off everything and win. Like, you do something like take the pawn and I go queen g8. If you go this way, I trade queens, and if you go this way, I play rook h1. Position plays itself. The position plays itself. Okay, so this is exactly how not to win chess. This is how to lose at chess. I hope y'all took notes. Gone. It's your turn. I hope y'all took notes. This is a very important lesson of how to lose at chess. The way you lose at chess is you make your position harder for no reason, and then when it's critically difficult, you make a mistake because you have 50 seconds on the clock. Need a shower? No problem. Ah! Is Micah still here? I think he is. Pain. Agony even. Okay. And that's why I never resign. Is because I have done that to people, and I've had it happen to me. And you will gain so much elo. So that's one way to get out of 500. Unironically, is to just not resign ever. You will be shocked how many people blunder completely winning positions if you just don't resign, if you just give them the chance. If you let people blunder, they will blunder. Something at the core of people's soul desperately wants to blunder. Let them. Let them free. So that's step one. Stop resigning. Not stop resigning. Stop resigning. Step two, I haven't gotten to step two yet. Is this bad? Because I don't mind this endgame. Yeah, if he takes the knight, then I played the endgame. I played the endgame, which I want the endgame if I have the bishop. So unless there's a tactical problem with this, I think it's one of the better options. Stuff like this is annoying though. I don't think it does anything meaningful. Okay, we take the queen. Then we take with G, I think. Could have been wrong there. It might have been taking with the other one, but I think it's with G. And now the argument here is, yes, you dulled my pawns. However, I have the bishop in the endgame, and that's worth more. Is it worth more? I actually don't know. It's unclear. But that is what I'm arguing. Would I rather have bishop and knight versus two knights, or bishop versus knight? Probably bishop and knight versus two knights, because the two knights don't have a ton of synergy. Well, I guess it depends. We'll see what he plays. What I'm worried about in this position is how this bishop's going to get active. So I'm actually going to take his knight just so it can't get to f5. Because knight f5 looks very difficult to deal with, actually. I'm going to go here to prevent knight d5 and also to prevent rook c4. Something like e5 is on the cards. It's not good right now, but it's on the cards. So's f5, doubling his pawns in return. Okay, now I kind of like e5. Okay, hold on a second. e5. Can he play knight d5 there? That might be his plan. No, he can't. I'll just take this. So he has to take here first, and then maybe knight. No, it doesn't work either. Oh, it doesn't look like it works. I'm not in love. I'm not in love. I'm gonna go here just so I can bring this rook to d8. Bringing the king opposite the bishop is very weird, though. Must say. If he goes knight d5, then I play rook e8, followed by king f8, then rook d8. I think. It's a little uncomfortable. Oh, pardon me. Big sneeze. Still not in love with my position. Maybe knight d5 I can go e5 afterwards. Then if knight e7 check, I go king g7. Knight takes c8. He can't afford knight takes c8, but then he can play rook takes d6. Right. So yeah, I have to guard the e7 pawn first. Complicated stuff. Complicated stuff. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Then king f8, maybe bishop g7. Oh, he's probably planning f5. I probably should have played f5 myself in that case. No, unless I have like an e6. Yeah, no. I should have played f5 to prevent him playing f5. I'm just playing poor positional chess today. Yeah, doesn't look wonderful. Again, e6 I think is helpful afterwards, but it's quite weakening of d6, so I don't love it. Yeah, he could go like knight d5, king f8, f5, and then I'd have to deal with that. I might have e6 there. No, because then knight takes f6. Well, that's probably part of the reason why I'm playing bad positional chess. Goodness gracious. Let's see. If knight b6, rook c7 looks fine. Okay, yeah. Makes sense. I'm actually going to go here first to prevent any funny business. Then I'll go bishop g7, e6. My bishop's not the worst thing on the planet currently, which is nice. I mean, we'll see, but I don't like how I've played this. Ooh, interesting. Now I really like this move. I mean, I have to try something, right? Oh, e6 he's definitely not taking. What, knight b6? Knight b4 even? Trap the rook. It's not as easy as it looks. The rook's a little more secure than you would think. Because the problem is if I play e5, then he can just go rook b4, right? And then a5 he can just take. So I'm just barely a little late. I'm not thrilled, but okay. But okay. Very much not in love with my position. This is to make knight g4 not as big of a threat. The problem is my position is kind of getting worse over time, not better. It's not getting much worse. I'm trying to hold on. Okay. h5 is interesting for me. Thankfully, I have pretty active pieces. Now, I don't think that's enough, but it's something, which is nice. I don't have nothing in this position. I just don't have enough. If I take, he has to take with... He can take with anything, actually. Not good. I'm a few moves away from solving my problems, but it's a long time in this position. Like h5, bishop h6, and I'm already better than I was a few moves back. That's a curious move. I'm not sure what it does for him. Again, my pawn structure is absolutely horrible. But technically, I'm not down material, right? My king is quite active. My bishop is getting better. So, I'm bad. I'm in a bad position, but like... I'm not completely busted. I've won far worse. Like, even here, something like king b4 is an option. I don't know if I want to play it, because knight b6 looks scary. Is it scary, though? If I take, what is he threatening? Knight d7 doesn't do anything. Knight c8 doesn't do anything. Maybe this is stupid, but... Again, he's given me a lot of activity, and I'm not sure why. See, this is what I mean when I say you don't resign. This was a terrible position, but every move is looking a little better. I still don't like my position, necessarily, but... Okay. I'm playing a game of chess now, right? I'm playing for something. I'm no longer playing for the draw. Like, if he lets me take his knight here, looks like I'm winning. He shouldn't, and I don't think he will, but if he does, right? Yeah, see what I mean? So if he goes back, then it's a draw offer. Which I don't even have to take the draw offer. I can, but I don't have to. Heck, I could play like d5 there. I'll burn a little bit of his time. Ooh. I don't know if I agree with that. Hold on a second. Hold on just a millisecond. I don't agree with that. Maybe he's doing okay. I don't trust it anymore. Oh, I didn't know Hubskirt was here. I didn't notice him. Snuck back. Yeah, it's almost your turn, wrong. Yeah, I don't think you should have gone for this. See what I mean? This position just doesn't look trustworthy. I'm not accepting a draw. Let me cook. So stupid. I'm so stupid. I did it again. I completely messed up an endgame I had no business messing up. Okay, well. Easiest checkmate of all time. Can't believe I messed that up. I think I had something. I don't know where I had something, but I definitely did. Playing terrible. It was a draw. I should have accepted. I'm telling you, I had something somewhere. Don't know where it was, but I did. I definitely had something. I'm telling you, I felt it. My gut. I guess I didn't. I guess it was just a draw, best case here. I just go here, here, and you can't win. Yeah. Could have sworn I had something. Maybe I was just trying to play on the clock, and that's all I was thinking. This was the way to play for the win? And then you go for d5. Yeah. To prevent your pawns from being doubled. Right. Hands are so sweaty. Mom spaghetti? I mean, good games, man. Ah, I should have seen that. Makes so much sense in hindsight. You go here, and then you play d5, because then you don't have to deal with doubling your pawns. And the bishop's very good at dealing with this, so then you bring your king in this way. Doi. And then d5. Now, I don't know why it sent me back to the start. Now, takes. Knight b6. Can I go king e4? e5? Nah. It's checking. Okay, stupid question. Yeah, he does. I do lose. I was thinking this, but I suppose it doesn't work. Yeah, because you have the outside passer here. You always make a passer there. So I can't afford to do it. Yeah. Wrong button. Yeah. And then king e4 is the critical move, because now this isn't check anymore. Trying to be fancy doesn't help. And then you just take. Interesting. Okay, where'd I mess up in the opening? Because in the opening I goofed something major. I probably shouldn't have played knight f6. I should have just played g6. I don't know. I'm playing terrible right now, man. It's like I forgot all my endgame prep. Like, what the heck is castles here even? Terrible. Just terrible. Interesting. How do you prep the endgame? I have a book, an endgame book that I've read like half of, because it goes up till like 2300 classical FIDE endgame, and so I haven't read that far. I've read till like 2000, but obviously it's weighed heavily towards the back, so the higher elos make up most of the book. Okay, let's see. Sure. Don't love this move. Okay. Don't love this move either. Okay. Okay. Okay, problem number one. Just endgame puzzles? Yeah, no, just studying. Like, what positions are critical? Also, thank you, Post, for the follow. Just, like, critical positions, so, like, the student and field war position. How to play king and pawn endgames. It's just technique. There's some puzzles, but it's mostly learning technique. Okay, so, problem number one. You resigned in this position. You have, as a 500, you have no business resigning here. None whatsoever. As a 2000, I wouldn't resign here. In online rapid, is there an increment here? No, this is 10 plus 0. Yeah, no way. In a classical game, I could see resigning there. I would understand that. I'm not sure I would still, but I could see it. But as playing an online rapid game with no increment as a 500 elo, do not resign this. You will lose this position 90% of the time. However, you will not lose it 10% of the time. So that's my first piece of advice. Is don't resign early. I wouldn't resign like ever, but I understand it can be hard. So, number two. I don't love this move. And the reason I don't love this move is because it blocks your knight's development. The reason we develop pieces. How to explain this? Okay, so story time. Back in the, I think it was the early 1800s. Back in the early 1800s, the Romantic era of chess, players played like the King's Gambit and that sort of opening always, and they would develop like two pieces, and then go for a wild kingside attack. You know, they would bring out their bishop, they would bring out their queen, they would bring out their knight, and then they would go for some funny business, and they would try to win, right? And ignore the fact that's checkmate here. I'm making a point. Then there's this kid, this 18-year-old, I think he was 18, he might have been 20, American guy from Louisiana named Paul Morphy. He graduated law school early, and he had to wait like 3 years before he could become a lawyer. So he decided to pick up chess, and he was one of the most brilliant chess players to ever live. What he figured out is I want to call it relative piece value, right? And he took over the entire chess world with this. He got to the point where he won so much he refused to play in tournaments unless he started a pawn down because it was boring. What he figured out was, hey, hold on a second. What people do is they bring out two pieces and they try for tactics. If I bring out all my pieces, then the tactics are easier and they usually work for me. Or put another way, if we play this position and I'm black and I waste time doing nonsense, let's say I'm just not playing moves, I'm just going back and forth, right? This bishop is worth more material than this bishop. We learned that a bishop is 3 points. That's a little bit of an oversimplification. This bishop's worth like 3.5, 4. This one's worth like 2.5. This bishop is materially worth more than this bishop. Simply, it's the exact same thing as having more material. It's a better piece. It is worth more. That's the point of a gambit. In a gambit, you say, okay, I'm giving you real material, like physical material, but in return, I'm getting material in the sense that my pieces are going to be better. I'm going to have central control, right? I'm getting the same amount of value that I'm giving you, I'm getting back, but in a different form. And so the first stage of the game of chess is development, because you want to make your pieces worth more. You want to take what you have and like create more with it. So when you play a move like f3, when you're not developing the knight, it's just not developing the knight. You're making this knight worth less. This loses material in the sense that the knight is now worth less. The knight is now worth less, right? That's why the Moor refuses Sicilian. That's why the Moor is playable. I wouldn't say it refutes the Sicilian, but it's playable, and that's why. So these sorts of moves, you have to be very careful when you play them. You have to be quite sure that you get your money's worth, right? So this better get you a ton to get your money's worth by blocking in your knight. There are some openings where that's an idea, like the Alapin. That's the idea. However, in the Alapin, one of the main lines is black basically saying, dummy, you blocked in your knight. I'm going to expand in the center immediately, because guess what? Now you can't punish me for it. This is true. Anyway, dummy, you blocked in your own knight. And that's one of the main lines of the Alapin, is black pointing away and laughing. Now, it's objectively equal, because white does get some central compensation, gets a nice center for it. It's chess, it's an opening. But there's this whole like school of thought, right? And so playing f3, unless you're sure you're getting a big center as compensation, blocking in your own knight isn't generally bad. Then this just loses some material. Bishop b5 check. Why check? Why not bishop here? Right? Why are we playing a check? It's a good quote. It's a check, yeah, but why? This bishop looks just as good as the bishop on b5. It's not a check, but... Or something like here. Force the knight to move, maybe. So first off, this just blunders material. Yeah, see that now? So this, of course, just blunders material. Now, you can be fancy and play d5 first and force the knight to move. And then when the knight moves, you take the pawn back, and it's a whole thing. You could be fancy, but I don't even think you should have been thinking that far in advance. Bring out another piece. Make the pieces do something. I don't know, go here instead of knight here. Bring the bishop out, and then castle. Or even like bishop e2. Alright, that's step 1. And then step 2 is the funny business. We kind of started with funny business. You are opening the center with your king still in the center. So, if you have a house and you want to do some renovation, right? You want to knock down a wall and make a patio. You don't knock down the wall while you're still living there and just kind of sleep on the couch with no wall. I have not, Moss. You know better than most that it will take a lot longer than 2 days. So if you move out of the house, you stay with a friend, and then you knock down the wall, right? Because you expose yourself to everything if you're sleeping in the house with the wall knocked down. It's a bad idea. You're knocking down a wall here while you're still living in the house. Get out and then do it. Which is another reason you want this knight moved. I mean, to be fair, I could like forgive this if you went here, let's say. I'm not saying this is good. I'm saying like I could see it. And you decide to be a little experimental and like castle long and go here and then push. It's like, okay. It's probably not good, but like there's an idea. But again, this tactically works because you play enough moves, but I don't like it from a positional perspective because you're making your position harder to play. And I don't think that's a good thing to start with. The fanciness comes later. How about taking the center, that pawn push in the center? The pawn push was good, but yeah. Thinking the f3 is an idea in the bishop g5 lines. Yeah, but we're not dealing with theory right now. We're dealing with 2 500 rated players. Theory comes later. Theory's not important. I'm just basic principles. Additionally, something that's specific to d4 as an opening. It's very common that you want to push this c-pawn. This is a very common idea. Because while if you do it on this side of the board, if we mirror the position, this opens a diagonal towards your king. That's a very annoying diagonal to close because neither one of these pieces can block the diagonal, right? So it's a very, very suspicious diagonal to open. Meanwhile, in these queen pawn positions, you open this diagonal, but this diagonal can be blocked with a bunch of pieces. So, and a knight comes to f3, can be blocked by that knight. It's a much easier diagonal to defend, so it's much less scary. So opening this diagonal is not nearly as bad, and this allows you to take center, because look at these pawns. They work well together. Teamwork. Well, it's neither here nor there. I'm just trying to like establish what the goal is. Plus, there's this fun thing, right, in chess, where if you put a knight behind a pawn, they both guard the same squares. Teamwork. So that's a little funny quirk. And so knights behind pawns is usually a pretty cool thing. It's a nice thing to have if you can afford it. If you're not destroying something else to get it, a knight behind a pawn is pretty nice. So c4 is super common. So usually you don't want to put your knight in front of the c-pawn in these queen pawn positions because you really want to push this. But okay. Again, it's not like a horrible crime or something. If you continue development, okay. Go for it, you know, continue your chess or something. Then you go here and you like let this bishop out. You bring your knight here and you castle. Maybe you go and castle this way if you want to be experimental, goofy, silly. But castling queenside is generally riskier because this pawn is, you have a little bit more space around your king, which is, it might be good, but it's risky. It's more aggressive. But I'm going off on a tangent. The point is, step 1 is to get your king out of the center and to make your pieces better. This is just tactics. You shouldn't have taken this in 1 second. How much time you spent? Yeah, you spent You played this in 1 second. You should have thought it through. You have a lot of time in the opening. Spend a little bit to make your position better. Then this is just... Okay. Now this I don't mind. This is fine. Knight e2. There's not a good reason to play this move. This knight is already good. It's already helping. Right? This bishop isn't helping. So instead of taking a piece that's helping and make it stop helping, let's bring a new piece into the party. Right? So there's not a big reason to move this knight. Let it stay there. It's doing a good job. Let's move this bishop. Okay. C4. Okay, C4 is bad. However, I don't mind it as an idea. Like, the reason it's bad is because you're losing this e4 pawn, and that's really, really horrible for your position. Because then he's threatening, like, knight f2, and this is a very strong piece, and the bishop comes out. His entire position comes to life here. It's very, very bad for you. However, if we pretend for a moment, let's say you play knight g3 first, right? And he plays something like h6, and then you go c4. Oh, why did it skip all the way back? I hate it when it does that. We'll move him around. Ah, here. If, like... Yeah, if, like, knight g3, h6, c4... Why does it always do that to me? Then, like, okay. I see what you're going for. I don't hate it. I actually kind of like it. The problem is that it kind of loses a pawn to bishop e6, but from a principal perspective, I don't mind it. Again, so look what we've done here, right? Remember what I said about pieces being more or less valuable? Let's flip the board and look at this from black. So is black. Black's king is safer, so that's very important. This knight and this knight, this knight's probably a little better than this knight. Otherwise, they're about equal. This bishop is miles better than this bishop. Miles better. Additionally, this bishop can come to life very quickly. This knight has a little bit slower to get into the game. And these rooks can get better much more quickly for black. So black must be preferred. Now here, black gives you a golden opportunity. Get rid of the bishop pair. The bishop pair is very strong. Okay. But he took in the center. So he gave you a pawn. Very complete gift. This I don't mind. I know you didn't take the pawn. I don't care. This is good. I like this. Knight takes c6. Fantastic. Okay. I like cxb. Supporting the knight. Good, good, good. Cool. Thank you so much for the follow. Knight takes e4. Nab that bishop. Excellent. Take that. Okay, great. Now you got an advantage. He messed up. We take those. Excellent. Knight f5 is fine. It's just scary. I'm afraid in this position because there's a rook opposite my king. Now, this is the move that the computer recommends, and it's the best move because the rook guards your knight and you can start pushing these. However, I would be totally okay with king f3 here. I might even recommend king f3. Just stop dealing with... Remember the good old days of being at 700 elo? Yeah. I vaguely remember. It's been a long time. Anyway. I would just play this. Here, he's attacking your knight. You're attacking his. And here's the funny part. He can't take your knight. I know it looks like he can, but he can't. Right? Takes your knight. You checkmate him. Oh, not like that. Like that. This is the classic. The back rank checkmate. This is a classic. So many games end this way. So many. I cannot express how many games end via back rank. Such a common motif. For me, it was a long time ago. I have to check my chess.com to know when. Peaked at 1500. I peaked at 22, but I'm only like 2060, which is pretty bad for me. I'm a little not happy about it. But okay. Around 1300 now. Hey, that's not bad. Okay, let's go back to the position where you're up at knight. Knight f5, g6, knight d6. So I see the idea. You want to trade knights. I get it. The problem is when he takes your knight, it's check. We call that a discovered check. Because the knight isn't checking you, it discovers the check. Which is a fancy thing. But okay, you're still better here. I like rook d7 a lot. I like this move a lot. Very good move. This rook is a fantastic piece. f5, rook d5. This rook is a very good piece, because look, the king can't get out now. The king's stuck doing nothing. So if you're going to attack the knight, do it this way. That way your rook stays on this amazing file. If he moves the knight, you can take the pawn. And if he doesn't move the knight, you take the knight, obviously. Don't like the word peaked. You can still get there? True, true. I mean, I don't know. Oh, and he blundered a fork of the rooks. The knights are very tricky. The knights are very, very tricky. It's difficult. It's another reason this is a better move. It avoids all that junk. Again, you had the right idea. You just should have committed to it. Rook takes knight c7, rook d7. Oof. Oof. So in this sort of position, you cut your losses. You use one rook to guard the other rook somehow. Now he takes one, you take back, and you're like, okay, rook endgame. Probably a draw. But okay, we play chess. Again, you had the right idea with the rooks thing. You just... You did not spend enough time on this. You have 5 minutes and 6 seconds. You have enough time to spend a little bit of time and see if there's any way you can save it. This is a very important position. Yeah, I blundered there. Yeah, that's okay. It's chess. You blunder. You'll get used to it. Rook d7, rook d6, b4, b3, b5, b4. b6 is tragic. Okay, so there are two reasons that this is a bad move. Reason number one, it lets him take this pawn. Reason number two, it frees his knight. This knight is currently in a box. Now, it's hard to see that it's in a box. It's kind of subtle, but the knight's in a box. It can't escape. The knight's trapped. Whoops. You play... So you can play rook d2 here, and the knight can't escape. Every square the knight can go to is guarded by something. So you get your knight back. Which, again, that's hard to see. I don't blame you for missing that one. That's rough. But it's very pretty, and it's a nice thing to know about. So another thing you could do in this position is you could just play b6. The knight's in a box. It can't do anything. It's stuck. So just take your time. Walk over there with your king. Take it with your king. You have all the time in the world. You can just play king e2, king d2, king c2, take the knight. Which is very funny. You don't see that sort of thing super duper often. But okay. Just in general, though, I would say that guarding this rook is ready to guard the pawn, so having the pawn guarded by the rook is just good. But yeah, the knight's trapped currently, but it's no longer trapped, it's free. You let him out. But okay. Like I said, hard to see. And then, like I said, I don't think he should have resigned here. Because already he blundered the knight. This is a blunder. He lost the knight in this position. You can play rook d2 right now and take his knight. Right? He already blundered once. And you missed it because it's hard to see. This is a difficult blunder to see. However, he could blunder again. He's already done it. He's already proved my point. Oh, for sure, Grub. Very interesting. Again, you saw it happen to me. I was up an exchange in 3 pawns. A rook for a knight and 3 pawns, and I lost. It happens all the time. It happens constantly. Constantly, people lose winning games. The only time it doesn't happen is when somebody resigns. As soon as you resign, it's in the books. Your opponent doesn't have a chance to blunder anymore. He's already blundered. It's already happened. And you missed it. He could do it again. He probably will do it again, honestly. I would be as bold as to say that he probably will again. Because both sides in this game have blundered like once every 7 moves or something. So if you survive for another 7 moves, maybe he'll blunder again. That's the pattern. It's just rude, honestly, to your opponent. Don't take away their chance to blunder. Yeah, I'm telling you, never underestimate how bad people can be at chess. Never underestimate how terrible people are at chess. I like to call it the drunk grandmaster principle, right? You have to pretend your opponent is a drunk grandmaster, right? If you want to go for a cheap tactic, you have to think, oh, he's a grandmaster, he's going to see that. And if he starts winning, you have to think, oh, he's drunk, he's going to mess something up and I can win. That's how you have to think about it. That's the mental, right? Every opponent is a drunk grandmaster. Are they going to see all your goofy tactics? For sure. Do they have a chance of messing up? Always. Always. That's my philosophy. I hope that helps. We'll see if it helps. Okay, Hubskirt, I think, isn't here. I think he left. Chess is hard. I wouldn't beat yourself over the head. Sometimes being drunk is a benefit, though. This is true. Magnus Carlsen is 200 elo stronger drunk. But same with sleep deprivation? That one I don't think so as much. Thanks for review, man. Learned a lot. I hope so. Try it out, you know. Because I'm experimenting as much as you are. You're learning chess, I'm learning how to teach chess, right? Okay, Hubskirt is not here. That means it's your turn, Mr. Answer. Yeah, that's better than Mr. Wrong, I think. What's your chess.com name? Answer of the incorrect variety. Okay, I'll send you a challenge. The challenge is sent. The gauntlet has been tossed down. Twitch so buggy, wouldn't let me send anything. Okay, I'll play with you right after this, Hubskirt. Ooh, Slav invitation. Okay, so let's play the Slav. I was hoping for a Kara. Yeah. No. No, thank you. I'm good. I am totally satisfied not playing a Kara. Okay, hold on a second. Yeah, after no worries. I have 2 minds. think this is right. This is reverse London? Yes, it is. Hey, it's better than Karo Khan. How long it's been since I studied my Karo Khan theory? Too long, that's how long. I remember diddly squat. I don't have to deal with that. Ooh. I don't remotely trust that. Let's open things up a little bit. Let's pry open the position. Holy cat. Seen you 2 years ago. I had like 20 viewers on average. Congrats. Thank you, Whitey. Also, yeah, I remember you. Yeah, no, this is a chess.com embeds. It's a little bit misleading. Don't let my don't let it fool you. Development. Interesting. How much material map? Just a pawn? Okay. Trading still looks fine. Still looks fine. Zero gravity still on this. Nice setup. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm a tinkerer, so I've tinkered with things. Slow improvements, you know? This is what we call an oopsie whoopsie poopsie. Yep. Oops is indeed the correct word. I root for black. Go for it. Let's keep it simple. Okay, strong start, strong start. I trusted 2K to win that. Oh, come on, don't resign there. You saw I just lost like 2 games ago. I lost a game where I was up an exchange in 3 pawns. Come on. Come on. You give me too much credit. It's like almost 11 p.m. and I slept 4 hours last night, okay? There is absolutely a very good chance I lose that. You give me way too much credit. Also, knew it was over after d4. You beat yourself. I didn't even have to beat you. Think you went up 2 rooks and a pawn? Well, I don't know. Maybe I do. Maybe I accidentally blunder a draw. You never know, right? Is there a queue? Yeah, exclam join, Mr. White P. You beat yourself. Also, do you not have prep for a d4? Do you not have any opening that you play? If you don't mind my asking, of course. Because that's kind of a big hole in your opening prep. D4 is pretty common. I play Modern King's Indian for d4, but that was Hope Chess. Don't... Okay, you see, you beat yourself. You played Hope Chess, and then when your hope didn't come true, you died. I mean... You just play the King's Indian then. I played Knight F3, you play Knight F6. Like, come on. Come on. And you chill. Because what am I going to do here? I either go King's Indian attack, in which case you play King's Indian defense, you're comfy. I play C4, in which case you play King's Indian, you're comfy. I play D4, in which case you play King's Indian, you're comfy. Like... Knight F3, in 98% of examples, transposes into another opening. Knight F6 is a completely reasonable way of responding. And actually, fun blobfish fact, if white plays G3 here, you have this, if I'm remembering my position right, you have this fun, unique line of B5. And it's called the Spassky variation. And it's actually quite good for black. If G3 immediately, it has to be immediate. Which this is a real goofy setup, but it works. I played this for a long time with black. I usually played G6 after Knight F3, Knight just modern, and it goes fine. Sure. Again, that's what you should have done. Don't play openings you don't know what you're doing, unless you want to just play slow and play rational and play principled chess. That's fine too. I do that sometimes. If I feel like my opponent's prepped for my theory, I just do something random. For example, I'm a Sicilian player. I have been my entire chess career. There's a delay between your video and chess.com. Can someone say that? Oh, there absolutely is. That's weird. Okay, let me fix that. That's new. What's the idea of B5? I'll explain it in just a moment. Oh yeah, no, there's definitely a problem. There's definitely a problem. Let me just... Die. Thank you for telling me. Something. There's still a big delay. That is weird. I don't think it's ever happened before. It's not on the capture, and it's on the broadcast end. He's using teleport, right? Yeah. Very odd. Very odd. Okay, much better. I fixed it. I think I fixed it. Test. Yeah, I fixed it. We're good. We're good. Maybe it's not the web browser. My setup is the most goofy, scuffed thing you will ever see in your life. So don't try to understand it. Wonder if I haven't seen Carlson play 2b5 in Blitz. It's very good. No, this is a real opening. This is a legitimately good opening. Like, if you go in this position and go opening explore, b5 is like the fourth most common option. It wins. Black scores better after b5 than white does. The position is like normal. The g6 here, which is the first most common move, is plus 0.2. This is plus 0.3. It's completely fine. It's totally fine. I like it more for black than I like the normal stuff. Because here's the thing. Here's what you do. So the idea here is you're punishing the fact that white hasn't committed to the center yet. Because now they can't play e4 because of your knight. And they can't play c4 because of your b pawn. And so if they play d4, which is what they should do at some point, then they kind of can't get an ideal setup. Right? Or it takes longer to get an ideal setup. Right? You go like e6, bishop e7, and you could play like c5, knight d7, you play like d5, c5, a6. Sometimes you play b5 in these positions just to prevent the knight from developing naturally. And your entire point is you're punishing white for waiting. White spent a lot of time waiting to take the center, and so now you're saying, okay, well, if you're going to wait that long, then you're not going to take it at all. And this is totally fine for black. Completely reasonable. There's a few weird quirks, so I recommend looking at this with like Opening Explorer or an engine and just going through some of the moves, looking at some example games, because there's a few weird quirks in the way that you play these positions that you really should know before you start playing this, but it's not that difficult to play, and it gives you an interesting dynamic position where black can play for the win. Now, it's kind of niche because it's only specifically against G3 move 2. However, it'll catch people off guard. Not many people study this line because for some reason it's not that well known. But it's completely reasonable. Just play bishop e7. If and when they take, just take with bishop. You can play like d5, knight d7, or knight c6, or sometimes even knight a6. d5, knight d7, castles, queen b6, and also you play queen b6 a lot of times. After you fix everything, you play queen b6 and put pressure on this diagonal as well. There's a lot of weird, interesting quirks. It's a fun position. Highly recommend it. Anyway, but that's just a goofy, silly variation that happens from time to time. Because it's a move order thing. In this position, you don't really want to play b5 because white hasn't committed the bishop to this diagonal yet. So if and when white plays e4, it comes with tempo. It's a little bit rough. White plays a4, seems strong. a4 is very common, yes. If I go back to the analysis that I was doing, let's say white plays a4 here. I'll say a little bit earlier. a4 here. b4. And that's why this is fun. You play b4 and then a5. And this pawn is very annoying because suddenly white can't develop their knight. It's so stupid. I love it so much. And actually, this is triple zeros. Because it's suddenly kind of uncomfortable. Isn't this fantastic? c3, you can play knight a6 in a lot of these lines. Again, it's just weirdly difficult to play white here. Yeah, it's super interesting. That's why I like this so much. It's because it's just unusual. There's so many little things in this position that are very unusual, and so it gives you a good chance to outplay your opponent because both of you have to suddenly be creative. And it's just weird because white, you're basically every step of the way preventing white from getting their ideal setup. Every time white tries to get their setup, you kind of undermine it, while also building up a nice center and a very rational development scheme for your pieces. Again, it's completely sound as well. It's like engine sound. It's very specific. Again, it has to be against knight f3, g3, that move order specifically. It doesn't work against any other move order. But it's a very interesting line that you could just like pull out when you just like whip out when you feel like somebody's gonna hit you with the King's Indian attack. So anyway, back to the actual game. This is fun. Okay, in this position, if I remember my theory correctly, I think bishop g4 is usually preferred. If I remember correctly, because I mean the principal way to look at it is like in this position, once I play like c4, knight c3, what is this bishop really doing? It's guarding the central square, but okay, I play here and now it's not. It's not the most, and plus I often play on the queen side because you create this weakness. So if I remember correctly, bishop g4 is preferred because this pawn and the pin on the queen is actually quite annoying. And if something like h3, then you just move back to f5, and now there's a weakness on h3. If I remember correctly, do your own research there, but I'm pretty sure, I played the Slav for a while, and I'm pretty sure bishop g4 is the preferred move in that position. But okay, e6, c4, bishop b7, queen b3. This is a gimmick line. This isn't the best move for white, and I know it's not the best move for white, but I like playing it because people mess up. b6, for example, is a mistake. You are just positionally slightly worse for the rest of the game. And that's why I play queen b3 here. I used to play the same thing against London. Somebody said in chat's the reverse London. Oh, pardon me. It literally is. Back when I played the Slav as black. No, I played like D4 and I was like here, and then it was C5. I used to play this as my anti-London. Right? A very weird position. It's triple zeros, so it's totally playable for both colors, but it's very weird. And white usually isn't prepared for it. It's a goofy sideline. And so sometimes, if I feel like my opponent isn't super comfortable in the opening, which I didn't think you were after you tried to transpose into the Caro Kann, I'd pull it out as white too. It's not as good because the bishop shouldn't be on G3 in those positions. In the anti-London stuff, the bishop's better on F1 than it is on G3, so it's not amazing, but it's practical. And B6 is the example why. It looks like a good move, it's not a good move. This diagonal is a huge problem. Huge problem. It wouldn't surprise me. Knight F3, Knight F6. Like, if you play, let's say, I don't know, because it's weird the way, because the problem is if you play it too early, you end up getting that sort of thing, and you have to wait until black commits the bishop to G7 or plays G6, because if they don't commit the bishop to this direction, then B4 is pointless. But on the other hand, you don't want to play G3 yourself because this bishop comes out this way in that line. So you're kind of in a weird spot where you don't have that many good moves. I suppose after C4, it might be an idea here. It looks wrong though. Like E3, I guess you could try and do something weird where if they play G6 and now B4 is an idea, and this makes more sense to me. But playing E3 on move 2 in this position is really weird as white. I'm not sure if it's bad, but is it a possible growth out theory in the long run? Absolutely, 100%. I just enjoy theory. I enjoy kind of the discussion part of it, right? I mean, I guess you could like transpose into a Kali, but I don't like the Kali in general, so. Anyway, back to the actual game. So yeah, B6 is already a mistake. You have to play Queen B6 pretty much. And then C5 you take, and you play this position. And then here, so the first place people mess up is they don't play Queen B3. They play something like Queen C7 or something. And then I get my funny Bishop F4. Right? And suddenly it's actually kind of annoying. But, so the first place people mess up is and if here, then I play Knight C3, and it looks like we just play normal chess. But then suddenly, things are really weird. Things are goofy. Right? So the queen on C8 is actually a weakness in these lines, especially after I take. So queen to C8 also isn't very good because of that long-term pressure. And it's just not a good piece on that square. Blocks the development of your rook. It's just not a good piece. And so you really have to play queen b6. B6 here weakens this diagonal too much. It's too much of a problem. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. And so mistake one is not playing queen b6. But in this position, sometimes black plays the wrong idea. The idea here is you're trying to push e5. That's like the main thing. So like h6, knight c3, castles, b4, knight bd7, let's say, b5, takes, you can play a6 here. You can't play this quite yet, but you really want to. And like this is an idea often. So a lot of time you want to be pushing e5 there, but it's not immediately obvious that's what you want to be doing. You just got to be careful because a lot of times I'll push. So a6 is pretty common, but sometimes I push anyway. Very weird positions. Again, creativity. But here, suddenly it's already quite bad. And now this is even worse. Now, you no longer have a bishop to contest my bishop. So not only have you weakened this diagonal, now you don't have a light squared bishop to fight back with. So now I'm just positionally slightly better for the rest of time. For the rest of the game, you're going to suffer. You might not be losing yet. You probably aren't losing yet, but you're going to suffer. Assuming I play good chess. Again, you only want to play b6 if the bishop can come here. Otherwise, it's just... And then I'm not sure what this idea was. Ooh, I didn't know if e4 was the best move. I didn't know if I should have just taken the pawn or not. I couldn't decide. But e4 was good. I'm not exactly sure what b4 was. You'll have to explain that to me. I'm a little confused. In my mind, something like knight bd7 is a lot more natural. And then try to go like here c5. You shouldn't be able to get it in time, but it's not that easy for me to stop it. Because if I play like, I don't know, rook ac, like you can't play c5 yet. Because your rook's still on the diagonal, so you have to play like rook c8 first. Even this is rough. I double, but it's better than at least trying for c5. I think is probably one of your better ideas. You have to try for something. b5, I don't understand. It looks like it just gives up a pawn. What was your plan if I took? If you don't mind my asking. Wrong. What was your move here? Were you planning on playing like queen b6? Oh, but even that doesn't work because I have knight c7. Yeah, what was your plan here? Maybe knight c6? Yeah, I don't understand this move. And then I didn't get blinded by the pawn. I was like, I want the center. I want this bishop open because this is how I win. With this, I win a pawn. With this, I win the rook. And not exactly. It's not that easy, but I get a lot of stuff. Just look at everything in my position, man. All my pieces are just fantastic. They leap into action. Rook AC was better. That makes sense. And the knight d7 was an unfortunate error. Something like rook AE puts up a lot more resistance. It's not good, but nothing's good in this position. So you play something stupid like... The plan is bishop c7. Sheesh. Sheesh. Brutal. Yeah, so... Like I said, as soon as you played b6, you were really in pain. For a very long time. And then knight bd7... Or sorry, knight d7 really caused it to immediately die. Caused it to just immediately be over. Yes, it's funny, I shouldn't even taken the rook, just here, and king safety is a big problem. Stopping this is very difficult. Anyway. Very rough. Good games, but... Again, you just have to think about what both sides are playing for. As white, in this position... You have to think that what am I playing for? What am I doing? What's my goal? And when you look at that, the goal of the Catalan is this bishop. I'm trying to make this bishop fantastic. And so when you play b6, you realize you're helping me. You're only making my position better. Breck, thanks so much for the follow. Yeah, I should probably close the queue at some point. What time is it? Oh yeah, I need to close the queue. The queue is closed, which means new people cannot join, but everyone already in the queue will get your game. Do not worry. There we go. So B6 is just weakening because it opens diagonal a little bit. Which it's funny that that small of a thing makes that big of a difference, but that's why I like these positions. They're very difficult. I like hard positions because I want both sides to be able to mess up. Okay, hub skirt, it's your turn. Isn't your name on chess.com like the same as it is here? Or am I messing it up? Or is there like one less R or something? Yeah, it's one less R. Okay. Gotcha. Now, let's see. Challenge sent, I believe. Okay. Show me what you got. Sure. Sound a little fun with it. Mixing up the move order. Just in case you want to play Queen's Gambit Accepted. You can still play Queen's Gambit Accepted. Ooh. Okay, give me a second. Usually after... don't know if it makes a difference. Doesn't look like it makes a difference. This is my normal line if it happens earlier. So like knight f3, and then... like it's knight f3, d5, d4, and then if c5 here I play c4. But the inclusion of knight f3 and g3, I don't know if that makes it better for me or worse for me. Probably worse for me, since now you're given the unique option of taking with the knight. I am unsure. Guess we'll find out, right? We'll find out. Let's think. Okay, so if he takes with the knight, I think I just play bishop g2, but that allows... okay, you can't play e5 just yet. You'd have to play knight c6 first. In which case I can take. I think. My bishop's pretty good. I just have to always be careful about these queen checks and inclusions. I mean, he has to be careful about the same thing, but... I like how much he's calculating this. It's interesting. But I really think he has to take. The question is, which way does he take? Principle would dictate knight is better, but... I don't know, I don't see a very good reason not to take with knight, I'm going to be honest. Okay, he's including the queen check. Not sure I agree with that. I'm okay sacking a pawn here. If he wants to be a little over enthusiastic with e5, e4, let him. I think he can't do... he shouldn't be able to get away with that with his king in the center. He shouldn't. Now, whether or not he can is a different matter, but he really shouldn't. I don't like it from a principle perspective. Feels wrong. Now, we'll find out, right? I could be just completely coping. Coping out of my mind, but I really don't think you should be able to get away with that. Like, e5 here looks a little too speculative. But hey, I've been wrong before, right? Oh, give me a second. What I really want to do is play bishop f4 and kind of dare him to take my pawn on b2. Because I'm like, you're spending so much time taking pawns. So greedy. The problem is if he gets away with it, then it's very bad. I don't think he can, though. Maybe I go here and to play knight c4. I really... You know what? It's a stream. I'm live streaming. This is content time. I'm going for the pawn sack. If he wants the second pawn, I'm giving it to him. Bon appetit. Sack for the content. I mean, that's what it is, right? I'm live streaming. This isn't... I'm not playing rated. I'm not playing in a classical tournament where, like, money or rating is on the line. No, this is a live stream. It's content time. Could I have gotten away with bishop takes, knight takes, knight takes? Probably not, right? It's probably a little too much. It's close. He's just spent so much time grabbing pawns. He's just spending so much time grabbing pawns. I really just... The more I look at it, the more I think I'm just a move or two away. But see, that's the thing about gambits. If you're sacking material, it doesn't matter if you're only a move or two away if you're a move or two away, right? Really? First, I'm going to play this. If he takes, I go here.